is 15-3, analyzing and graphing relationships. You noticed yesterday we skipped to 14 just so we could review the coordinate plane and some of those terms. Now we're going back to 15-3 and analyzing the line plot or the patterns, on a graph. Notice the beautiful background that came from my update. So make sure you've updated your devices. First, let's go to our warm-up. A store has 895 DVDs to put in racks. Each rack holds 24 DVDs. How many racks will the store need to hold all the DVDs? Well, that's right. If we want to hold all the DVDs, that means if we have a remainder, we need to add one more shelf. So 895 being divided by 24. I don't even need an actual answer. Once I get to the point that I have my whole number, I know if there's a remainder, I'm going to round up. So this becomes 72. I subtract the difference here. I have 175, which is 7 times. That's 2, 14. That's what I was saying. I don't even need to finish this problem. I know that I have 37, but I have 7 DVDs left, so that's why I have to round it up, and it's 38 shelves. Find the sum. Use benchmark fractions to determine if our answer is reasonable. If I'm adding the sum of fractions, I know that I need to find a common denominator. As I'm rewriting these vertically, I'm already thinking about what denominator I can use. Are you with me? What are you thinking? 24 is exactly right. Go ahead and solve. Well, 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 6 is 24. 1 times 6 is 6. 12 times 2, 7 times 2. And when I add these up, I have 29 24s. And then my whole number is 8. Well, 29 24s really equals 1 and 5 24s. When I add that to the 8, I have 9 and 5 24s. I love it. Now let's check. This benchmark, I would say, is about 1.5 plus 3, which makes it 4.5, plus another 4.5, which makes it about 9 as my estimate. So I like my answer. All right, let's move on to the solve and share. A bakery can fit either 6 regular muffins or 4 jumbo muffins in each box. Each box will contain either regular or jumbo. Complete the table to show how many of each muffin would fit in 2, 3, or 4 boxes. So the pattern here for regular muffins in one box is 6. So for regular muffins, my pattern is going to be to add 6. So 6 in one box, in 2 boxes would be 12, 3 boxes would be 18, 4 boxes would be 24. In the jumbo muffins, each box would be 4 in each box. So 4, 8, 12, and 16. Complete this table to show, and then generate ordered pairs and graph them. Well, let's let the regular muffins be X and the jumbo muffins be our Y coordinate. So 6 and 4, 12 and 8, 18 and 12, and 24 and 16. Okay, and if I was doing a coordinate grid, I know that my X number is going to go all the way up to 24. I probably would do increments of maybe 2s because I want to be able to represent each piece of data here. I'm going to be running out of space a little bit. I'm going to use a different color just in case. I'm going to draw my y-axis and my x-axis, And then I'll do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. I'm not going to. And then I'm going to make my y axes go up by the same increments, but I only need to go up to 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Obviously, this is 0 here. This is 0, 0, my point of origin. So my first point, x is 6, y is 4. Over to 6, up 4. For my next point on the grid, 12, 8, I come over here to 12, and I'm going to go up 8. So I'm going to make that point over at 12, 8. Now, ideally, when you're doing this, you're doing it with graph paper, 18, 12. And then 24 all the way up to 16 would be somewhere over here. And it should look like this because my pattern is increasing by the same amount. So my line should be a straight line here showing a pattern going up because my numbers are following a pattern as we did them. Let's see how the others did. Well, Joy did her graph. She has the points plotted at the top, and she's labeled and done it. And Heidi has her graph here. And the number of jumbo muffins is 2/3 the number of regular muffins. She went way above and beyond and gave me the relationship between the corresponding terms. What do you think about Joy's? I agree, and I don't care for the scale she used because really you had to go count to make sure she was right on. She's correct, but the fact that she made her numbers so far apart, I didn't care for that, and I didn't care for that she never told us about the relationship. All right, so these tables, it's all about finding the relationship between the two numbers. Let's look at this. If this is an input-output table, input 6, output 36. Input 5, output 30. Input 4, 24. What would be my missing value here? Do you see a pattern with the numbers? Notice though, what is going on with the numbers? What number is missing? The table kind of fools us because there's a 7 below it. But the missing number is 9. The pattern is the input times 6. Sometimes we'll now see these tables when you're graphing, and especially next year, it's not going to say input and output, it's going to say X and Y. And the pattern is X times 6 equals Y. All right, let's go on and look at this one. Input 3, output is a mystery. 9, output 27. Input is 6, output is 18. Notice I'm jumping all around. The patterns are not going up. 3, 9, 6, 7, 8. But you have to look at the pattern between the input or the X to the Y if we are graphing these. What's missing? Once again, by coincidence, the missing number is 9 because the pattern is X times 3 equals the Y. Can I tell you a secret? I got that from a 6th grade lesson. See how smart you are? That's the same thing, and I want you to know why we're doing these. It gets you ready to what you're doing next year. This isn't so hard, is it? No, you're just that good. All right. If Jill earns $5 per hour babysitting, Robin earns $15 per hour teaching ice skating lessons. The girls made a table using the rule add 5 to show Jill's earnings and add 15 to show Robin's earnings. Complete the table, compare their earnings, and graph the ordered pair of the corresponding terms. Okay, so Jill's earnings are going to be with the rule of adding 5. Why are we starting at 0? Right, because they, at the beginning, they have no money. It is a pattern that is building on from this. Okay, so here's my table. Jill with the plus 5 is at 5, 10, 15. What's the missing number for Jill? Yes, her missing number value would be 20. Robin's pattern starts at 0, 15, 30, 45. What's missing from Robin's? 60. You got it. So now we want to take these and create ordered pairs. So the ordered pairs would be for 0. Let's make Jill be X and Robin be Y. So my first ordered pair would be 0, 0. What do we call that point again? Yep, origin. Then 5 and 15, and 10 and 30, 15 and 45, 20 and 60. As I'm writing that, I was thinking about if there was a pattern between my X coordinate and my Y coordinate, what my rule could be. Okay, love that. That's my table. Looks a lot neater in their writing, so now I can add the grid. Makes it a lot easier to write. Okay, so 0, 0. Over 5 for Jill on the x-axis up to 15. Then Jill earns $10 and Robin then is at $30. So I'm just making my points here. Jill earns $15, Robin is at $45. And Jill earns $20 and Robin is at $60. So this is right here. And notice my pattern. I'm going to connect these with straight line segments here as I read this. Okay, there I have it. That's how you graph data. Let's try one practice one. I want you to think about this. You can pause your screen here and fill in this chart for the next one. Oh my goodness, that's so small. I'm going to make it bigger. It's going to change my whole screen, but that's okay. All right, Megan and Scott go fishing while at camp. Megan catches 3 fish in the first hour and 4 fish each hour after that. Scott catches 5 fish in the first hour and 4 fish in each hour after that. Complete the table to show the number of fish each has caught after each hour. Pause it. Go ahead, write on that with your device, with your pens. Well, the rule is plus 4 fish every hour. So Megan goes from 3 to 7 to 11 to 15. Scott goes from 5 to 9 to 13 to 17. There's your chart. What ordered pair represents the total number of fish they caught after 4 hours? That's right, 15, 17. And what relationship do you notice between the total number of fish each has caught after every hour? That's right. Did you tell me? Scott always has 2 more fish. Scott always has 2 more fish. Well, I think you're ready to go. I think you're ready to do it on your own. Go for the practice, buddy. Have a great day.